Good afternoon everyone and welcome to a new video on the channel. It is Tuesday the 12th of July 2022 and tonight the Heat are back. It is Dunston UTS versus Gateshead in a friendly. Really looking forward to this tonight. It'll be a bit of a comeback down to earth from the promised land, but looking forward to seeing how we're taking shape, how the new signings are settling in, and most importantly to catch up with everyone after a couple of months away. So without further ado, let's get into this. So, I'm currently sat in a place that the name of which strikes fear into every man in the northeast, the Metro Centre. But anyway, Dunston finished 6th in the Northern Premier League East Division last season, and they're probably aiming this season to see if they can break into those playoffs. As for us, as I may have mentioned once or twice, we were champions of the National League North and subsequently have been promoted into the National League. I think, as I mentioned in the fixtures video last week, the aim for us this season, like realistically, just has to be consolidation. Although Mike isn't setting any specific targets, which is probably the right way to go about it. Like, he's not wanting to apply any major pressure onto his players, and but at the same time, he still thinks that we can be successful this year, and I have every reason to believe in that. So I saw every single kick from last season, and and I know for a fact that there's players in that team that are more than ready for that step up, and as well we have added a bit of National League experience into the squad for the coming season. Since I made that video last week, Aaron Martin's arrived from Harrogate Town, which looks to be a pretty solid replacement for Macker and Keds. I mean, what sort of goals tally he, Lewis Knight and Paul Blackett, Tom Allen, etc. one hit remains to be seen, but I'm okay with where the squad's at the minute. If I'm honest with you, I do think we need a new left back. I think probably could do with another centre half, but after that I think we're essentially good to go really. Hopefully tonight we can get, I don't know, it's not really that important, but hopefully lads can go out there and get a good result in front of the fans. Obviously they have played a couple of friendlies already behind closed doors. One a 60-minute training exercise basically away to Sunderland, then at the weekend a behind closed doors game at Newcastle United. So obviously neither of those games are really going to be an indicator of where we're at, because the teams we're coming up against this season, with all due respect, aren't going to have anywhere near that level of skill level and fitness. I mean, you could argue the same here tonight, but at the end of the day this friendly is an annual tradition, and last season it was a pretty tough game actually. I think Port Dunston gave us a good test, and it's a bit of a nostalgic one this for Heat fans tonight. When you look at Dunston's squad, you've got the likes of Craig Baxter, John Shaw and Phil Turnbull in there. So really it's old Gateshead legends against new Gateshead legends in some way tonight. But yeah, really glad to be back watching a Heat. Anyway, let's head down to the UTS stadium and find out how it all unfolds. So Gateshead are coming out to warm up. Dunston already out to warm up. Right, here come Gateshead out onto the pitch. Right, so now Dunston are onto the pitch.
Number 3, Jake Turnbull.
Arm underway. Oh! Oh!
to be a friendly, because that wasn't very friendly.
I'm going to start reading.
Look at
I'll say. Oh! Good effort, Connor.
You missed it. Rubbish, lads. Well done, keeper. Stink the piss.
Absolutely brilliant team.
Half time, Dunston UTS 2, Gateshead 0. You can tell it's the Bens, really, can't you? Dunston have got a lot of experienced players out there, players that have played for us at a high level, so it's maybe not really as much of a surprise as what it may seem to someone that's not at the game and has seen a score coming through. But I think we'll change it about quite a bit in the second half. We'll probably opt to bring more of the players we're familiar with on, and we'll just have to see where we go from there. I mean, to be fair, Dunston are playing pretty well. Getting forward quite a lot, of getting plenty of shots away and that, so I've got to give credit to them. But we'll see what sort of team we put out in the second half and see where that leads us. Go on! Yes! So there's a bit of a hold up to the game because an official's injured. Tell you what, we give officials a kiss of death everywhere we go, don't we? I think it's the third video I've done where it's been a hold up because of an injury to an official. Come on, Marty. Oh. Go on, Tom. Go on, Tom. Oh. Yes? Go on, back here. Full time, Dunston UTS 2, Gateshead 1. I mean, you shouldn't really get too drawn into results at this stage, but at the same time, there's never a bad time to get some wins under your belt and get some momentum going, and by the same token, there's never a good time to lose, is there? But as I said, at the first half, it basically was like academy players, trialists, and a few first teamers, but not very many. Second half, it was a few more first teamers out there, but not exactly a full strength first team. Obviously Aaron Martin recently joined the club. He wasn't involved at all tonight. Adam Campbell wasn't involved. And Lewis Knight, bless him, he's an absolute nightmare. It sounds like he's going to be out of hip injury for quite a while, which is an absolute sickener considering he has had problems in the past. He's just joined a club and now that happens. They've got to be absolutely gutted for him. But it is what it is. It is, like, in some ways frustrating, but in other ways, like, we've got to bear in mind we did have basically all of the play in the second half. It was just tough to break down an experienced Dunston team that did the jobs properly. But it's, as I say, it is still very early days, still a long way to go. By the sounds of what Mike said in his interview after the match, Saturday will be a bit more of a full strength team down at Spennymoor, which is kind of understandable considering Spennymoor will be not too dissimilar to what the sort of games we might have in the league, so kind of makes sense. But yeah, all the same, it would have been nice to go back. So, but it is what it is. I'm disappointed with the result, but no doubt come Saturday I'll have forgotten all about it and we'll go again. But anyway, that is that for this video. I'll be back tomorrow night with Stockton Town versus Bishop Auckland. So until then, take care and I'll see you later.